and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Got a little bit of energy to eat. I've had my dinner, which was spaghetti bolognese with corn rather than meat. So I've had my dinner, but I've also just got a little breakfast bar to just give me a bit of energy. Anthony, good evening. Tina, Amy is there as well. Heather is in the room. Lee Charles is with us. Scott Richardson, Cedric Delhorme, and Jose Bedma from Spain. Carlos is there as well. So just a few people. And we'll have a nice, easy, relaxing jog around John's Route this evening. It's about 12.5k. So a little bit further than normal. Take about an hour and 10 minutes or something. John Farrell, hello. How are you this evening? A minute and a half before the run itself. So we'll just, I'll just take my time to eat this last little bit of energy. Pardon me. I hope you have all seen the video of Victoria getting her birthday cake, which I put up on the Zwift Outdoor Runners page earlier on this evening. Good evening, Heather, by the way. Tina is sitting watching in her pyjamas. Do you know what? Actually, I am very much looking forward to being in my pyjamas later on this evening. An hour and 15 minutes, I'm going to be in that shower and then put my pyjamas on and settle down for a nice couple of hours of TV watching before bedtime. Clive has seen the birthday cake video. If you haven't seen it, it's on. If you're not a member of the Zwift Outdoor Runners Facebook group, I've posted it there rather than embarrassing Victoria and posting it on the main Zwift Runners page. The Zwift Outdoor Runners page. If you're a member there, go and have a look at that. So just to prove to everyone that Victoria has had a birthday cake this year. Clive says I should have crushed Maltesers and sprinkled them over the top of the cake. Well, she did. She has got Maltesers as well. That's the thing. Right, I'm going to start at 9 and then speed up a bit, I think. Let's start nice and slow at 9. Don't you eat pineapple and hang on a minute. Listen, Soul Finisher says, hello everyone. Just a quick piece of advice from my 4-year-old nephew. Don't eat pineapple or SpongeBob's going to be homeless. Okay, we won't eat pineapple. Thank you for the important news flash. We will remember. Tina reckons I've redeemed myself. John Farrell was going to join the run tonight, but is being lazy. Heather is not talking to Clive anymore. Why is that, Heather? What has Clive done? She blames him for my current existential crisis. Right, this goes back to this morning, and we had a conversation this morning about body fat percentage. And, oh, actually, I've got to change my camera angle at the bottom there. Yeah, we've told people to change away from athlete mode and change back to normal mode on their scales, because athlete mode is giving you a false idea of what your true body fat percentage is, unless you really have got that toned athlete's body. Heather says that was the wake-up call I didn't need. John Farrell did do stage 3 of Tour of Watopia earlier, so he's off the hook for tonight. Bear with me 3 seconds while I just go and move the camera. Excuse me. I think that's better now. Though you can't see it now, can you? Okay. 12.5k. And we'll be done in about an hour. No, hang on, that's not right, is it? We'll have done 10k in an hour and 4 minutes, so yeah, 12k is going to be a bit further than that. But I'm going to speed up a bit. Right, Heather is now not talking to both me and Clive because we have destroyed her idea of what her true body fat was. Let me just talk to the guys in the run. Hello there, everyone. We'll stop. Welcome to this episode of Bag That Badge. Right, yes, so you went and looked up the photos. Yeah, exactly what I did, Heather. Exactly what I did, and realised I am not that shape. I'm definitely not that shape. So, yeah. I think you and me both, Tina. Heather. We just have to accept that perhaps we're not the shape that we thought we were. Oh dear. Never mind, eh? Sorry, I think I've swallowed a bit of that biscuit the wrong way round. Oh no! Tina is now being tempted by the Renfo scales. Tina, if you do buy the Renfo scales, can you get them from the link in my website, in my YouTube channel? Because then I get a bit of money. If you click the link to the Renfo scales in one of the descriptions of one of my videos, you don't get any money off, but I get some money. Yoko says, hello, everyone. She's currently cycling and not hill training today. No worries, Yoko. Although we're not doing any hills this afternoon. We did hills this morning. Yeah, Heather is advising against getting the Renfo scales. And Heather says, it's now shameless profiteering from the misery of others. Look, if I have to be miserable, I don't see why anybody else should get away with it. If I have to suffer the knowledge that I'm almost obese, technically, then everyone else should have to suffer as well. Yeah, so if you, I mean, to be honest, the Renfo scales are really good, and I talked about this morning, but I'll just mention it again. A few months ago, I went and had a DEXA scan at Brighton University, and DEXA scans are the gold standard of measuring bone density, muscle mass, fat percentage, etc., etc. And so I had a DEXA scan done, and then I came back home armed with that information and stood on my Renfo scales. And once I'd realised that I was not an athlete, or at least I didn't have an athlete shape, and I took the athlete mode off and put it on normal mode, incredibly, the Renfo scales came up with almost exactly the same data that the DEXA scanner had come up with. So they are very, very good. They match the gold standard, almost matching the gold standard. So I'm very impressed with that. Oh, did you go and watch it, Heather? Yeah. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, go and search on the Film My Run channel for the DEXA scan video. And you'll see me getting the shock of my life when I realise that according to a lot of the charts, well, the official guidance, I was obese. Not a joke, that is not a joke. I was technically classed as obese. And right now, even though I'm pretty fit heading into the Paris Marathon, I am still only around 23% body fat, and 25 is obese. So, yeah, it shocked me as well. Today we are doing John's route, which is 12.8 kilometers. It is one of the oldest routes It is one of the oldest running routes on the platform. Yeah, we had a hard session last night, didn't we? Short but hard. Clive is saying today's run is just what he needs after last night's tough session. A nice steady hour or so. Yeah, just to get us around the route tonight. Right, that's very kind of you, Tina. Tina says, I'm sorry, but the thin, wiry man I met at Bridport was definitely not obese. Well, I don't think I'm obese, but, you know, there we are. Tina says she guesses I was hiding all the obesity under that expensive, obscenely expensive Montaigne jacket. Yes. It is obscenely expensive, but we have got some big runs to do this year. And my old waterproof jacket is starting to show signs of aging and leaking. So, yeah, we had to spend a bit of money to get something very good that's going to last for a couple more years. John Farrell says, who is John? So, John Mayfield. You've heard of the Mayfield track? Well, that's John Mayfield, who is the original inventor of Zwift. He came up with the original concept and had the idea for it and implemented the original version of it just for his own use in about 2012, 13. And then Eric Min came along with his investment money, and together John Mayfield and Eric Min created Zwift. So John's route is named after John Mayfield, and of course the Mayfield track is named after John Mayfield as well. Oddly, there isn't an Eric Min velodrome, or there's nothing named after Eric Min on the course. I've just realised. Paul Hayward says, I must be obese because of all the milk I drink. Yeah, well, you're not wrong. Right, Amy Green and Clive and Heather, are you interested in going up to 9.5 kph at 10k to go? So we've got just over 11k to go, about 11k to go now. So in a kilometre, shall we speed up to 9.5 and do that for another 3k and then go up to 10 kph after that? How does that sound? Amy Green says that's fine by her. Proper job, says Clive Finnemore. Okay, good stuff. So in 1 kilometre we will increase the speed just a little bit to 9.5. If you are new here, we do a new running route achievement badge every Thursday at the same time. Check on the companion app to see when the next event is. Clive didn't fancy running outdoors tonight. Well, it is pouring with rain here in Worthing, so if it's anything like that, then I agree with you. Yeah, it is raining in Cornwall as well, and they were doing hill sprints tonight. Oh my goodness, hill sprints in the rain. Yeah, not great. Heather says I'm meant to be doing a tempo run tonight. I hadn't planned on doing it, but because of Clive and his Renfo scales, I now feel I have to, she says. Well, it's good to have you with us. So, we're at 2 kilometres in, 10.5 to go. And we're going to do it as a kind of progressive. We're just going to speed up a little bit in a minute, a little bit more in 3 kilometres after that, and a little bit more again, and we'll eventually probably finish on about 11 or 12. We'll see how it goes. Just taking it nice and relaxed, nice and easy, keeping the heart rate as low as you can. For me, currently 108 beats per minute, nicely in zone 1. Mayfield track actually is the shortest of the Run Route Achievement Badges. It's only 400 metres. Most people will get that on their very first run on Zwift, unless they don't spawn into the track. If they spawn somewhere else, they won't get it. But yeah, if you spawn into the track for your very first run on Zwift, the Mayfield Route Achievement Badge is the first one that you'll get. Paul Hayward, Paul needs Tina's gardening advice. Daffodils, Tina. What do you know about daffodils? John Farrell has just looked up the Renfo scales. Lots of different ones. Yeah, there are. But there's not much difference between them in terms of what they offer. Just make sure you get the ones, the slightly more expensive ones that give you the full bone density, body mass index, fat percentage, all that kind of stuff. And you get an app, you download an app, and it links to the app and it tells you all that information. But there is a link, John, in any of my videos on I think the Zwift Run channel, but certainly the Film My Run channel. There's a link in there to click directly to the ones I have. And like I said to Tina, I get a bit of a kickback as well. It's an affiliate link, so I get a bit of money off, or a bit of money if you buy something having clicked on my link. No pressure, but you know, if you want to. Right, it does sound like Heather has been mortally wounded by changing from athlete mode to normal mode on the Renfo scales. I think we might have to treat Heather with kid gloves for the next few days. Put an arm around her when she gets to Paris, because it sounds like she's going through it at the moment. All the best, Tina. We're all with you. Alright, Clive Finnemore's lowering the tone already, talking about pampas grass. I have the doors closed here, but I will probably have to open them shortly. It's not steaming up just yet, but it won't be long as we head under the glass covering the water, or shielding us from the water. I hope they carry out regular maintenance on that glass, because the worst thing in the world would be for a crack to form and for all that glass just come crashing down. I do not want to be under the tunnel when that happens. We have Gardener's World going on in the chat at the moment. Right. Time to speed up to 9.5. Oh yes, SeaWorld. Yeah. The Jaws 3, wasn't it? Yes, you're right, Clive. That happened in Jaws 3, didn't it? Massive glass wall just collapsed, and when the shark hit it. Clive's forgotten to speed up. Maybe he's decided not to. Heather's pushing on. Heather's up at 12 kph now. Good for you, Heather. That's how bad she feels about these scales. Be the Tortoise. Good evening to you. Hope you're well. We are just having a nice, relaxed run through John's route on Bag That Badge this evening. Clive Finnemore's missed the speed change, but he's catching up. Giselle has joined us as well this evening. I saw that she said hello, so I thought I'd better say hello back. Tina Beard says, yeah, I feel bad too, as I eat another biscuit. Well, I'll tell you what, last night, so we went to the restaurant last night to celebrate Victoria's 50th. Oh my goodness, so I had so much pizza. And then to top it off, I had chocolate cake. So pizza and chocolate cake was my meal last night. I haven't, and I don't want to weigh myself again until after the Paris Marathon. I may do, but I really don't want to. Because you know what happens in taper. When you taper, all that weight that you lost in training when you were upping the miles, it all just comes back on again in the 2 weeks taper before the marathon. So you end up running the marathon the same weight that you were when you started training. Hopefully, though, generally a lot fitter. Anthony says he would have just skipped the pizza and gone straight to the chocolate cake. Well, the problem was the chocolate cake didn't arrive until after the pizza had been consumed. So it was a secret surprise chocolate cake. If you watch the video on the Zwift Outdoor Runners page, you'll see Victoria had no knowledge of this, you see. She'd been complaining earlier on that she didn't have a birthday cake. And I knew that she did have a birthday cake, but that she wouldn't be getting it until we went out for the meal. So, yeah, we had to eat our pizza before we were rewarded with chocolate cake. Right, Be the Tortoise has said a very interesting sentence. Clive talking about having 15 tortoises. Be the Tortoise says, that's a lot of tortai, Clive. So, What is the plural of tortoise? Is it tortoises? Or is it tortai? I very much like the idea that it could be tortai. More than one tortoise, tortai. I like that a lot. Apparently they're all out of hibernation now and in the shed. So not only do we have Gardener's World going on, but we've got Country File as well. I think you should stick with it, Be the Tortoise, yeah. He says he's sticking with Tortai, regardless. Yeah, go for it. I'm with you. I like the idea. Locus loci, says Paul Hayward. A group of tortoises is called a creep. A creep of tortoise. A creep of tortai. And then if you eat tortoises, is that tortilla? Right, 9 kilometres to go. So 2 more kilometres at this speed for Clive and Amy and me. Heather is having a rest. She's at 4 kilometres. She's just chilling out for a minute. Is she going to go again? Is she going to speed up again to 5 kph, which she was at earlier? Well, right. Be the Tortoise is saying, can I trademark tortai? I'm not sure. Can you trademark a plural? I have no idea. You can certainly try. Why don't you put in the paperwork and let us know how it goes? I suppose for it to be a trademark, you'd have to conduct trade. What trade can you conduct in tortai? I suppose tortilla. Cooking tortai. Right, he's on it. Right, so after 2 more kilometres, we're going to speed up to 10 kph. And we'll do that for 3 more k. Clive is intrigued to know if anybody is actually going to unlock the John's Route badge tonight. Or do we all already have it? Good question. Full stop. Does anybody actually not have this Route Achievement Badge? Question mark. Because it's a pretty popular one. I would imagine most people have got it. We are 4 kilometres in, by the way. Yeah, John, it certainly wouldn't be a sprint of tortoises, would it? A sprint of tortai. A creep of tortai. Not a sprint of tortai. There's the manta rays. Beautiful. I love those manta rays. I love the manta rays more than the blue whale. Be the Tortoise, who are your clients? What do you do for a living? Heather has completed her weekly goal distance, whatever that might be. My weekly distance on Zwift is 50k, but I don't think I'm going to reach that this week. Not in taper week. Which reminds me, tomorrow we will do stage 3 of Tour of Zwift again. So if you haven't done it, come and join us at 6 PM tomorrow for Tour of Zwift stage 3. Get double XP points. Is it really, Tina? Okay, so apparently the collective noun for manta rays is a squadron. That is awesome. Yeah, Be the Tortoise says it is so much cooler than creep. A squadron of manta rays. You see, that makes me love them even more. Be the Tortoise is a nutritionist. Nice. So, certified in November. Will be certified in November. Career changer. Well done. Good for you. Good work. Nice short delay on the stream as well today. I'm noticing the replies coming in very quickly. So I think the delay tonight must only be about 1 or 2 seconds. Very nice. Sometimes we can have a delay 10, 20 seconds on the stream. Half an hour gone. We'll stop. The yellow beacon is at 4.5 kilometres. Eight to go. So stay at this pace for 1 more kilometre. Oh wow, Be the Tortoise says he swam with manta rays in the Caribbean. Most amazing memory I have. My wedding was the same week, but my wife isn't watching. Yeah, we won't tell her. Don't worry, we won't tell her. What did you love more? Swimming with the manta rays or my wedding? It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Anthony says, will anybody be using the Tour of Watopia shoes that were unlocked on Tuesday? They are a bit bright. Do you know what? I haven't seen them. Or I haven't noticed them. Is Amy wearing them? Amy, are you wearing the Tour of Watopia shoes? Because they're quite bright. Amy's shoes are quite bright. Anthony, Clive is quite happy with his New Balance blue shoes. Yes, Amy is wearing them. So, Anthony, Amy is wearing the new ones. They look bright, but I don't think they look too overly bright. I think they look okay. Okay, Heather is back up at 5 kph now. She is well ahead of us, 500 metres ahead of us. Heather now, she's working hard, doing her tempo session. And Amy is after the top that Clive is wearing. Yes, so am I, Amy. Clive has his level 30 top on. Or is it level 29 top? Tina is wearing her newly unlocked Saucony Endorphins. I'm wearing my Saucony Endorphins in real life today. Oh, I can't press the button, can I? I still haven't got my buttons working. Okay, so it's a level 29 top, so perhaps by the end of this week or into next week I will get it to level 29 and I will be able to unlock the same top as Clive. That'll be awesome. I am about halfway through level 28. Double XP tomorrow at Tour of Watopia. Heather was listening to some old albums today. She says one of the songs mentions Worthing. You weren't playing Don't Put Your Daughter on the Stage, Mrs. Worthington, were you? Or was it Worthing Heights by Kate Bush, says Paul Hayward. Brilliant. I don't think anybody can beat Paul for wit on this platform. If you want a bit of witty repartee, Paul is the person to go to. Worthing Heights by Kate Bush. Very good. Be the Tortoise says, I genuinely can't wait to be able to run as far as you guys. So inspiring. It's just consistency. Just keep it going. Just run a little bit every day, and then eventually you'll start to get a bit fitter and you can run a little bit further every day. And eventually, you know, you're running 10, 20k a day. So today we're going to be doing 12.5 tonight, and then we did 4.5 this morning. So what, about, 17, 18 kilometers today? And, you know, feels fine. And it's just about doing it consistently and regularly. Oh, Suede's first album, Heather. Okay. The last track is called The Next Life. And it appears that Worthing is a lovely place. Well, actually, did you know that Worthing was mentioned in, what paper was it? One of the London magazines as the kind of new place for people to move to commute to London, because obviously Brighton is very busy now and crowded and expensive, and just along the coast here Worthing is becoming quite cool and hip. There are some quite cool shops and cafes and places to go. When we first moved here about 15 years ago, no, not that long, 13 years ago, it was still very much a sleepy seaside town with not a lot going on. But in the last 10 years, it's really come on a lot. And yeah, it's because I think a lot of people are getting priced out of the market in Brighton. So a lot of cool, hip, left-wingers, young families are all moving over here because it's cheaper. And it is becoming quite a hip little place, even if I do say so myself. John Farrell says, England are about to kick off against Italy. This should be a laugh, he says. Well, I'll start watching as soon as I get off the treadmill. We'll see how England do against Italy in the Euro qualifiers tonight. Right, Be the Tortoise is at the end of week 1 in a 5k plan, hoping it's the first step on a long journey. Yeah, so do I for you, Be the Tortoise. Good luck with it. I'm sure you'll smash it. You'll be absolutely fine. I'll tell you what, one of the main things to get right in running is your nutrition. So you're one step ahead of everybody else there. Making sure that you don't feel sick while you're running. You know, eating well beforehand, fueling well during the run, and recovering well afterwards with the right nutrition, with the right balance of macronutrients. And you know, obviously you're already a step ahead there, so give yourself a tick in the box for that, and just yeah, keep at it, keep running. Paul Hayward has just booked a trip to Italy. And Tina says, give me a sleepy, quiet village anytime. I'm such an introvert. Well, I tell you what though, Tina. I mean, it is still... Well, no, it's not quiet, but I mean, it's not Brighton by any means. You know, there are no big nightclubs, and it's not like cool and kind of out there like Brighton is. Nowhere near as big. But it's just starting on that little journey. Is it like a chic? It's got a chicness about it now, which it didn't used to have before. That's the thing, isn't it? Be the Tortoise is practicing what you preach. I'm exactly the same as you, actually. In sometimes finding it difficult to practice what I preach. And I think I've missed the speed up, haven't I? Amy's already on 10 kph. Me and Clive have missed the speed up. So Amy's got a march on us now. She's 9 seconds ahead because she's followed the instructions. Giselle has reached her daily target. Well done to you. It is cool because we live here. Right, I am going to open the doors now because it is very steamed up in here. Bear with me a second. Alright, let some cool air in now. So we're about halfway through now, but we should finish quicker. We're halfway through in terms of distance, but we're going quicker, so we won't take as long to finish. Right, according to the Daily Mail, and of course we all believe everything we read in the Daily Mail, Polperro is the hippest place to live in England. Gosh, that's a nice cooling breeze coming in. But Clive's teenage son doesn't think so. It is the Daily Mail. You're right. It is the Daily Mail. Amy says, great running, everyone. Keep going. Thank you, Amy. And let's just drop some ride-ons quickly. So let's go up to Delhorn from France at the top there, who's speeding away and nearly finished already. Only a kilometre to go. 2 kilometres to go. Reese from Portugal. Charles from the UK. Bidmar from Spain. There's Heather. There's Heather. There's Amy. And there's Giselle. That was quick. It does say there are 4 others in the group, but they're a bit further back. Amy's off. Well done, Amy. Amy's done for the day. Thanks, Amy. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully. Tina, if I wasn't inside, I would also spit in the dust. There is definitely a bit of a breeze coming in here now that I've opened the doors. 6k to go. I've bagged that badge well over halfway. And we speed it up to 10 kph now. I'm hoping we'll be done by about 10 past the hour or quarter past the hour. Yeah, it's going to be at least quarter past, isn't it? Because we're doing 5 kilometers in half an hour, aren't we, at the moment? And we've got 6 to go, so we need to speed up to do it in half an hour. But me and Clive can do that. We can speed up in a bit. We'll stay here until we've got 4k to go. Then we'll go up to 11. We'll do 2 kilometres at 11 and 2 kilometres at 12. How about that, Clive? So, 2 more kilometres here, 2 kilometres at 11 and 2 kilometres at 12 kph. Is that all right for you? Amy is on brownie duty tomorrow, so she won't be able to run with us for the Tour of Watopia, but she's going to watch us get our double XP tomorrow. Heather is still killing it with her 5 kph. Clive says, so the nice steady run turns into a progressive sprint. Look, if you think 12 kph is sprinting, Clive, you've got another thing coming. I'm still determined to get you to run a sub-3 marathon because you're perfectly capable of it. You just don't like running fast. Come on, come and do Berlin Marathon with me in September, Clive. Although, actually, I don't think you can get in now. Next year. Yeah, Clive says, I don't like hot and sweaty and gasping for air. Yeah, but a sub-3 marathon wouldn't be like that. A sub-3 marathon is much more controlled. So, it's not like a 5k. You know, you should still be running within yourself for most of the run. I think you should do it with me, Clive. Let's do a fast marathon together next year. Come on. You've got a whole year to think about it. We'll decide what marathon we do. Cyprus. How about Cyprus? That's on the 3rd of March next year. We could do that. See, Amy agrees with me. Clive could manage it. Right, what you should all know, I'm sure you all do know, Clive is way faster than me in all the races that we do. So any races that me and Clive have done together in real life, Clive has always beaten me. He was miles ahead of me in the Ben Nevis Ultra, an hour and a half ahead of me in the Ben Nevis Ultra. He's way faster than me. He's just afraid. He's afraid of the hard work that he needs to do to get a fast marathon. Isn't he? He's afraid of the hard work. Come on, you. Come on, Clive. Don't be a yellow belly on me now. Come on. I know he can do it. I'm goading him into it. I reckon I can get him done. I reckon I can get him to sign up tonight. If I goad him enough, he hasn't got the willpower to resist. I know he'll fall for my charms. See, even Heather's saying you should do it, Clive. Get that body fat percentage down. Tina says, Clive is considerably younger than you, Stephen. That is charming, isn't it? Thank you very much. Now I feel about as bad as Heather when she found out her body fat percentage wasn't quite what she thought it was. He's not that much younger than me. I mean, he is younger than me. He's not... Yeah, he's in his 40s, isn't he? That's not that much younger than me. Don't start laughing. Don't start laughing at Heather, at Tina, Amy. You'll only encourage her. You will only encourage her. The last thing we want is Tina being encouraged to mock me even more. It's not on. There you go. He's 47 in July. That's not considerably younger than me. I mean, it's 6 years, but you know, that's by the by. That's not considerable. That Heather is a very good analogy. She says Tina is to Stephen as Renfro is to Heather. A proper reality check. Clive is still thinking. But he will have signed up. He'll have signed up for a fast marathon by tomorrow. I came across the Cyprus Marathon because Adam Holland posted about it today. It's on the 3rd of March. So it's a little bit earlier than Paris. I don't know whether we'll be able to do it, but it's, you know, it's something we can throw out there as a possibility, as an option. Happy to consider others. Either later or earlier than Paris. If I'm totally honest, we probably will. Me and Victoria probably will do Paris again anyway, because I think it's just in our blood now to do it every year. But in terms of a Zwift meetup weekend, we'll have done Paris twice, so let's do a different one. So whether that's in the UK, whether it's abroad. Barcelona Marathon was last weekend, wasn't it? Barcelona would be lovely to do. What a beautiful marathon that would be. Or Seville Marathon is a flat, fast road marathon. Seville was just a couple of weeks ago. That would be a good one to do as well. John Farrell. I am considerably richer than Yao. Wasn't that it? What was that from? Was that Harry Enfield? Clive's now trying to talk to somebody called Hannah, who nobody knows. The fast show, yes. I think you're right. I think it was the fast show. Considerably richer than Yao. In a Birmingham accent, wasn't it? I am considerably richer than Yao. Sorry, this is very British, isn't it? Mind you, I think we've got mostly Brits on today, this evening. No one from the States watching tonight, so we can get away with it, I think. Oh no, I've missed it now. We should have gone up. Should we? Oh no, 600 metres to go. 600 metres, and then we're going up to 11. And then 2 more kilometres after that, and we'll go up to 12. I know, we'll be done. Was it loads of money? It was. Do you know what? You're right, it was loads of money. Wasn't it? It was Saturday night. Saturday Night Live. Loads of money. That's what it was. Yes. You see, Tina, this is our era. Early 80s. The birth of alternative comedy with Harry Enfield and Ben Elton on Saturday Night Live that we all used to watch before we used to watch the Big Night Out, Vic Reeves' Big Night Out on Channel 4. Loads of money! Loads of money! Check out my wad! I am so old. Let's just take a moment to recognise how old we all are, everybody. Tina, just put it on the speakers and then he'll understand. I hope you're enjoying your cosy sit down, Tina, with your pyjamas on. I'm running here in a vest in the cold, because it is now quite cold in here, now that I've opened the doors. And you're sitting by the fire, in the warm, with your pyjamas on. So we are getting there though, I'd say we're probably 20 minutes away from finishing. 4k to go, just over 4k to go. Be the tortoise, how old are you? And then we'll tell you how old the rest of us are. I think I'm going to hazard a guess that Heather is the youngest. It's certainly not Clive. Clive's really old. John Farrell and Tina are really old. Paul Hayward's really old. I'm really old. We're all really old. I think Heather's the youngest. Oh, Heather, can you beat 38? If Amy was still here, Amy would be the youngest. Be the Tortoise is 38 years old. I think you might be the youngster, you know. Heather, Heather's not going to tell us how old you are. Oh, right, now Heather's got to beat 38. Hard luck, Heather. Unlucky. Oh dear, that's a double blow, isn't it? Renfo scales and now not the youngest. But at least, Heather, at least I thought you were the youngest. That's what counts, eh? I truly believed you were the youngest. That's got to count for something, surely. Right, we've got to go up to 11, Clive. I missed it. Come on. 11 kph for 2 kilometres, then 12 kph for 2 kilometres. And we'll finish just after quarter past the hour. So 1 hour 15, 1 hour 17 minutes or so. Tina reckons she is the oldest, but she doesn't care. John Farrell's 54, so that's pushing it a bit, Tina. You're only 52, aren't you? Tina? 51? 49? How old are you, Tina? No, don't tell me. Let me just happily imagine how old you are. 9 kilometres done. 3.8 to go. And we're just pushing it a bit harder now. Heart rate is definitely in zone 2. Still nice and comfortable, which is good. And yeah, just to remind us, Tina's Garmin age is 20, so, you know, none of us are going to beat that, are we? None of us. And Be the Tortoise's cardio age is 83. It is very weird what's happened to my treadmill over the past year, 6 months to a year. Because at one point, last summer, it was falling apart and it was desperately in need of a new deck and belt. And now I can get up to 20 kph, and as long as I run on the side of the belt, it doesn't slip anymore. I don't know what's happened to it. I don't know why, but it seems to be working perfectly well again. I definitely think ideally it would benefit from a deck and belt change, but it's not slipping. It doesn't smell like it's burning like it used to, 6 months, a year ago. 6 to 8 months ago, whenever it was that I first noticed it. And I think if I tried to run, 18 to 20 kph in the middle of the belt, we might have a problem. Yeah, Clive says, let's see what happens when it gets warm again. It might be the cooler weather. You might be right. But then, after the Paris Marathon, you won't find me running 18 kilometers per hour, 20 kilometers per hour on this treadmill for a long time. I won't be doing interval sessions quite that fast for a little while. It might even be until it gets cold again. So I might be able to live with this as it is for another 6 to 8 months. Let's just see how it goes. So we've been running for an hour, and most people have finished. We've just got Charles up ahead of us, and Heather, me and Clive, and actually it does say 8 more in the group, so perhaps there are some more people behind. Exactly, Clive, only Wednesday workout to worry about. So if we do Wednesday workout once a week, and then I can do a fast park run outside on a Saturday, I'll come back to the Monday community run as well for a little while now. I quite enjoyed those track sessions though that I did on Monday night, so I might do 6 months of Monday community run and then go back to track for a little bit, because it is really good for getting you fit, those Monday track sessions. Three kilometers to go. And we've nearly done 10k. Tina says she's really looking forward to getting back to some unstructured running again with no particular goals in mind. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that, Tina. Training for a marathon demands quite a lot of discipline and a lot of hard work, and ultras are a lot easier in terms of discipline because you just got to get out and run a long way, where you don't have to necessarily do loads of structured workouts, and it doesn't have to be quite such an ordered routine as training for a marathon. As long as you just get out there and run a lot, you'll be okay. Right, there's 10 kilometers done. So 2.8 to go now. Yeah, so, okay, Clive's had difficulty joining the community run on a Monday. Well, after Paris, I'll get back to it. I'll let Gina know, and I can, if they need somebody to lead, I can lead again from once we get back from Paris. Quite happy to do that for 6 months or so, and then I'll go back to the track for a bit. Clive says, I hope my wife gets fed up with Slimming World. Sure, Lucy doesn't need to go to Slimming World anyway, Clive. Okay, working a little bit harder now. Keeping the heart rate as low as we can. Oh, there's a good point, Tina. Get Lucy running on the treadmill, Clive. She can lead a few sessions instead of you. Gives you a break. And she'll, if she wants to lose some weight, she can. Heather can't let it go. She cannot let it go. We're going to have to do some intervention work with Heather, I think, in Paris. Right, me and Clive are getting ready to speed up again. 300 metres. And then we're going to go up to 12 kph for the last 2 kilometres. Is that what your scales do? They play a fanfare. Anthony's off for some dinner. See you tomorrow night for the double XP run. Take care, Anthony. Thanks for joining. 2.2 kilometres left of our Bag That Badge run this evening. Heather's only got 1.8 kilometres left. She's cooling down now after her tempo run. Good work, Heather. Well done. Heather, mine don't play a fanfare. My scales do not play a fanfare. Don't worry about that. Don't know what scales Clive's got. Something crazy. He's got the extra expensive ones, no doubt, that have the sound effects as well. Are you ready, Clive? Should we do this thing? Come on then. 12 kph now. For the final 2k. Okay. Maybe mine does do that. I don't know. It says on the scales, if you lose weight, the app makes a fan noise. What, like cheering, you mean? Heather is done. She's just walking it out now. Well done, Heather. Oh, Tina, my sister-in-law. Is this me you're talking about? Tina says, I'll never forget the story of your sister on the scales. Yeah, Victoria's and my sister-in-law, kind of sister-in-law. They're not actually married, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, used the scales and it popped up, her weight popped up on my phone. That was a different set of scales that we had. They worked slightly differently, but yeah, hilarious it was. Heather says, as long as the scales don't boo you if you put on weight. I don't think they do. 1 mile to go for Clive and me. And we can see Heather up ahead, strolling it out now. Heather's done her work. So she's done her tempo run. Good effort, Heather. It'd be nice if, as we run past, we could just give Heather a little clip round the head. Knock her cap off or something as we went past. There she is. Hi, Heather. How funny! Heather's just thought exactly the same thing. Heather says, I wish there was a setting on Zwift that allowed me to shove Clive as he goes past. Great minds, Heather, great minds. Oh dear. Right, look at that. We are 1 hour and 10 minutes in, and we're just about to hit 11.5k, 1.3 to go, and we're staying at this pace now to the end. Still in zone 2, just about. I think I go up to zone 3 at about, I don't know, is it 1:35 I go up to zone 3? I'm not sure. Still in zone 2 though, so that's good. And Clive's hit his weekly distance goal. What, already? On a Thursday? Have England scored yet, is my question. Clive has already done 60 kilometres on Zwift this week. I think I'm on probably about 30k on Zwift, am I this week? I'm on half your distance, I think, Clive. Wow, 100k in Strava. Yeah, no, I'm nowhere near that at the moment. 50k in Strava, I think. Got another 50k to do by the end of the week. Well, is it 1-0 to England? Goodness me. Who'd have thunk it? You can have the rest of the week off now, Clive. $800 metres to go. Just about to hit 12k. Oh, okay. Right, Clive hasn't hit 100k this week. Yeah, his weekly goal is 100k, so he's done 67 so far. So 7 kilometres outdoors and 60 on Zwift. I don't know what my split is at the moment. But yeah, my goal, I'm going to do about 100k this week as well. 500 metres to go. I'm going to do my long run on Sunday, probably do about half marathon on Sunday, I think. 10k race on Sunday morning, what are you doing? Is it a flat one or a hilly one? Heather says, if your weighing machine has a fanfare, I imagine your My Run treadmill sound might be you again when you step on the treadmill, Clive. Okay, Clive Finnemore has a multi-terrain hilly run. He's actually said a silly run, which is probably what it is, to be honest. A multi-terrain silly run on Sunday. So Clive's doing a 10k on Sunday morning. So good luck with that, Clive. 1 hour and 15 minutes done, 300 metres to go, and then we'll be done for another Bag That Badge, and we'll be back tomorrow for Tour of Watopia, 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Join us then on the Zwift Run channel, the Film My Run Facebook page, and the Zwift Run channel on Twitch as well. It's been nice chat. Thank you, Clive and Heather and John and Tina and Paul Hayward and anyone else who's joined in the chat today on YouTube. Appreciate that. Keeps us going, keeps us entertained. And well done to everyone who took part today, although there's only me and Clive left, I think. I mean, it now says there are 10 more in the group, but I don't know if they've all finished already. I'm not sure how many people there are left behind me. I don't think there's that many. But well done anyway to whoever took part today. Good run. 12, nearly 13k. In fact, Clive, shall we just run to 13k? What the heck, eh? Let's do 13k. We may as well. There we are. 12.8 done. Let's just get the last 200 metres done to get to 13. John Power says, good work, guys. Thanks, John. Tina says, very entertaining evening. Thank you, everyone. No worries. Heather says, well done, Clive and Stephen. Thanks for all the chat. Very entertaining. And yeah, we are nearly done here. 100 metres to go. Heart rate has stayed nicely in zones 1 and 2. There's the 13. And there we are. Oh, Clive's come to a dead stop. Be the tortoise, take care. We'll see you soon. He says, take care all. Thank you very much. Right, we're done here. Shower time, pyjamas time, sitting on the sofa time, cuddling Mrs. C, the newly appointed 50-year-old of the house. We'll see for Tour of Watopia tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening and have a good day tomorrow. Take care. Paul Hayward says, well done. See you all tomorrow for double XP run. Thank you, everyone. Take care. See you. Bye-bye.